What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Salt Check Podcast. My name is Bryce, aka Bruce Jablonca. I'm here with
Kaleb or War Monkey 75.
No Monkey 75. He's a gnome. I got my Lewis shirt on. My name is Lewis. If you guys don't know who Lewis is, it's not my problem. But part 4, 20 through 11.
What?
Nothing.
We'll see how long I can keep it on.
I'm just gonna not look at you for most of this, I'm guessing. So
Okay. Well, if you haven't watched part 1, 2, and 3, what are you doing here?
yeah,
How are you supposed to know what we ranked before this?
exactly. The
What
first
if-
episode says what we were ranking, so
What if we ranked your favorite movie in one of those three and you missed it?
yeah. Then you can hate comment about how we're stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can start. All right, number 20. With the 7.2 out of 10, 3.5 stars, I have Suspiria. I regret looking at you every time. This is my first Dario Argento film, and he's a very, very, very popular horror director. He has made a lot of horror movies, and they all have very, very good ratings. So gotta give him props for that. I just think the biggest thing he gets like very large compliments on are like how he uses the camera and how the colors are really good on it. And I think this movie looks great. Like the all the different colors. You need to take the beard off. All the different colors in this movie are great. I think the first opening, like the opening chase kind of scene to the other house that she lives at, and then that thing that grabbed her in the window is like really good. Um, and then like the middle gets a little like creepy things are happening. Like she's feeling weird. I think they were like giving her like everyone like pills that like kind of like made them weird, but
Yes.
and then you find out about all the cold shit that's happening and how there's like an ancient motherfucker in there, and it's like goddamn, like damn, even the hat's coming off too.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. um so yeah, that whole sequence was fun. It's just overall really good. I want to rewatch it because I think there's just a lot of things I missed and I need to rewatch it because of that. I also like something was weird about the audio on the Prime Video version we were watching. Like we were on like volume, like nearly like 75% volume on my TV, and it felt super quiet. And I felt like the audio, like the music and stuff was just louder than the dialogue, and it was just hard to hear a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm gonna fix that necessarily, but hopefully can get something to change that. So because I want to rewatch it eventually. So yeah, it's my number 20.
Alrighty. Number 20 with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.1 out of 10. Excuse me. I've got The Mist. And like what you said, I think this is a great representation of what would happen if like that many people were trapped into a like convenience store.
Mm.
Like obviously food's not really a worry. They've got all of it there. They have a lot of like regular supplies, but yeah, it's a like you're gonna see the one crazy guy that actually saw it and no one's gonna believe him. You're gonna have a group that actually encountered it, took one of them, and they had evidence and they didn't like show it right away. So you're gonna have your non-believers, which was the majority of them. You're gonna have your like crazy, like church person that actually had like so much faith that they turned people with them, which also makes sense because they were looking to a leader. And after that leader died, it was like, Well,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think situations like that are like extremely delicate. Like, what are you supposed to do? And yeah, especially when they left and then went to the building next door, didn't really get what they needed to save that one guy. It's like, man, you really want to sacrifice 5 people for one person that's most likely gonna die anyways. Like that's a terrible situation, but it's like probably shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, one thing kind of off topic, but I get the main character, I can't really remember his name, but I get he's a big shot like Hollywood poster maker type guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seemed like every fucking person relied on him to do everything. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like he's like a fucking NFL football player that like can do the physical tasks to do
Yeah.
everything. But like and like he's a very well-known guy obviously in the town, so that's probably also another reason why,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like Jesus Christ, like every little thing that these people needed was like asking him to do it. And I was like, Jesus. And like the neighbor and like the Jesus freak was like, why are we listening to this guy? But like just consistently everyone was like making this guy do shit. It's like
Yeah.
there's clearly a following to this guy. Like I don't get why they're so mad that people listen to him. So yeah. Anyways.
But what really like put the nail in the coffin for me was the ending, because they were like, well, we've driven as far as we can go and we didn't make it out.
Mm,
We only have 4 bullets. So of course he shot everyone,
mm-hmm.
and he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna figure out a way to end myself. And then he got out and the mist cleared and they were being saved. And the worst part is they saw the caravan with the people from the market
Yeah.
staring at them.
The woman that was like, I need to go see my kids,
Yeah.
and ended up being saved like right when she left. So
Yep. So it's like they did so much pointless killing and stuff like that. Like the loss that the main guy went through was like incredible. He lost his wife
I was
and
gonna
his
say they
child.
also found the wife like strung up by that
Yes.
spider. That's like fuck at.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed the monsters. Like we didn't really get a clear shot of most of them. Like especially the like gigantic
Yeah,
ones. Those ones were
the
awesome.
last one kind of reminded me of like a siren head type, like whatever you want to call it, creature,
Yes.
mystical.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Number 19, 7.3 out of 10, 3.5 stars. I have Midsummer. I really liked Midsummer. It is a very long movie. There's a lot of character building and world building you have to go with here. Probably the worst boyfriend of all fucking time. Like terrible. Florence Pugh is great as always. She's just such a good actor, and
oh my god, yeah.
um just as the movie kept going, it was just like so fucked. Like it just kept getting worse and worse, and it
Yes.
was like this terrible. Like yeah, Christian terrible. Um all of his friends, like the only one that like was all right was the guy that was actually trying to learn, and he ended up breaking a rule and getting fucking
Yeah.
destroyed. So I was like the whole like the elders jumping off the cliff was like that sucks. Like jeez. And they're all like screaming to them to stop, but it's just how it goes.
Yes.
Um
And like, yeah, the loss that she went through at the beginning of the movie.
yeah, that too. That
Yeah.
sucks. That
Yeah.
really sucks.
Her like family got gassed. Like,
Yeah, by like her own sister.
yeah.
And then the sister gassed herself too.
Yeah.
So, and the boyfriend was like so shitty about it too.
Yeah.
So, it was also interesting to see Archie Madekwe. He's Farley in Saltburn. Just seeing him
Oh,
outside of
yes.
Saltburn's interesting.
Yeah.
Just because I just like when I see his face, I just think of his character in Saltburn. So that was cool. But yeah. Yeah. Ari Aster makes some very interesting horror
Yes,
movies.
for
So,
sure.
and we're getting to another one in a little bit. So,
Alrighty. At number 19, with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.2 out of 10, I have Eyes Without a Face. Now, this is the one movie that legitimately creeps me out after. And like I was trying to like rationalize why it would. Cause one, I'm not a woman, they don't need my face. Two, the whole problem was solved by the end of the
yeah, I
movie.
was gonna say,
So I was like, and I remember this so specifically. Usually after the movies we'd come down here, get water or something, go to bed. It was the only movie you did not leave your room after. And I'm like, I gotta go all the way down there by myself. So
yes,
I walked so quickly. Practically jumped down my stairs and then swiftly into my room and I was like,
yeah. I also remember you mistakenly sent me like the letterboxed of it, and you sent nothing afterwards, and I was like, "What?" And you're like, "Oh, I meant to send that to Evelyn." I was like,
oh.
"Oh," and I was like, at that point, I was really curious what you ranked it because like I don't know if you just say every. I mean, you could just say every movie we watched, or I don't actually know. But I was like, I wonder what they're talking about the movie, because I was sitting there like I wasn't that big of a fan of the movie. So
um yeah, it's just like how much trauma the daughter went through because like she didn't really have a face at all. We sort of got a glimpse of what it looked
I
like.
honestly thought we weren't gonna see it, and I would have probably given it even lower score.
Yeah, we barely saw a fuzzy picture of it. Um, but the twist of like the assistant having gone through the same exact operation and it working is like, damn.
Yeah,
And then yeah, they just kidnap these girls and they rip their faces off and like they survive too. There's the one that like jumped out the window and killed herself because she didn't have her face anymore.
mm,
It's like, damn, that makes the daughter feel even worse because like
yeah,
she doesn't have a face. And like the match happened and it was like, ah, and then it rejected it and it started rotting on her
yeah,
face. I was like, oh,
yeah. It sucks.
yeah. I'm pretty sure they had the dogs around to take skin off the dogs to like graft it.
Mm.
So like they the surgery like if they needed more skin, they just take it from the dog. Um like I'm pretty sure that's why they were like missing fur on like some of their like backs and stuff. Um
That makes sense.
but yeah, it was like the daughter didn't really even ask for all of that either. It was like
Mm.
all the dad being like terrible and he's like, why don't you wear your mask? It's like,
Yeah, you look fucking
yeah,
terrible.
it's like she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, oh my god, was that is just so evil.
Yeah.
But it's like this is one of those other French like I'm like can kind of tell what's going on like
Yeah, that makes sense.
so it's like I don't know. I enjoyed this a lot. It did freak me out for whatever reason.
I'm trying to think if there was any that actually bugged me out. I know for sure there's at least like one or two that was like bugging me out, but I just can't remember what it was. I'll I'll think about it as we keep going here. All right. Number 18,
Yes.
7.4 out of 10. This is tied with my next one too, just in case I don't mention that again. So 18, 17 and 18 are tied. 7.4 out of 10, 3.5 stars. I have X. Um, I have seen this movie before, and I think both times I just really enjoyed it. Um, Interesting concept, and I think it's really interesting that this came out before Pearl, because you just kind of like before Pearl, you just kind of think these old people are like fucking crazy, like
Yeah.
um, and I think there's just some time where it's just like we're a little overdoing it on the porn stuff, but I mean that's pretty much what the movie's about, so whatever. Um, but and it's just cool seeing all the like precursors to Pearl that like you wouldn't know unless you've seen Pearl, like
Mm-hmm.
the fucking alligator in the lake and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Um, and like seeing the picture of Pearl and it looks exactly like Maxine is like that's cool. And
Yeah.
the conversation they had and Howard's like trying not to like have Pearl talk to these people because Pearl like is still like on her like have a dream of this stuff. And I'm like curious if they would ever make some in between thing of like how Howard and Pearl like ended up staying together after like finding like her family members like dead.
Yeah.
And we'll get into Pearl in a little bit, but yeah, I thought X was fun. The slasher, like I just like the time period it's in too. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was awesome, and just the farmhouse Barnes classic for a slaughter type movie. And I think Maxine getting her get back was pretty cool. So yeah,
Alrighty. At number 18, with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.3 out of 10, I have Opera. I was very surprised at how, like, good this movie was. Like, what a torture device.
Dario Argento, another one.
Yes. Um, tape with needles
Yeah, that was wicked
under
as
the
fuck.
eyelids, so you have to watch, otherwise you bleed, you, like, wreck them.
Yeah.
Oh, horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the killer, crazy. And, like, everywhere. And, like, oh my god, he just huge brain. But they caught him with an even bigger brain. Like that was really a really smart way of catching the killer.
Yeah, just when you thought the movie was over too, and then like,
Yes. Yes.
and then you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna get got, and
Yeah.
then they got him. So I'm pretty sure that
Yes.
guy died though, which is unfortunate, but
Yeah, like we don't really know.
yeah,
Um yeah, no, you think after the opera you're like, "Oh, it's over." And then they're in the little like getaway house and it's like, "Wait, why is there still like 20 minutes left?"
yeah, helicopter just flew over. It's
Yes.
like, oh jeez,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
He's there. Insane.
yeah,
Um, yeah, no, I tend to really like the movies that are about the performing arts. Um, they all have like a very similar theme to them where it's like if you do something like sexual, then you get a better role, which is like not really true in the theater world, but you can totally see how that would play in to it because like if you're willing to do something someone else isn't willing to do and it's like a favor, it's like anyways. um yeah, no, I was very surprised by the opera. I liked it a lot. The main character was like super fun to follow because like you could tell she worked really hard for everything.
mm-hmm.
She got her role without like kind of by the other one dying, well not dying but like getting out of the spotlight and then like not screwing the director but kind of like you watched it.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Yes, do. I highly recommend opera. So
Yeah. Number 17, this is tied with 18 with 7.4, 3.5 stars. I have Peeping Tom. I fuck with Peeping Tom heavy.
dude, we watched it so early too.
I know. And I was very worried when we initially pulled it because I was like, oh boy,
What could this be?
1960. Like, I've heard about it, but I didn't really understand. And I just like his whole character is just like pretty fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
And just the blind mom
Oh
was
my god.
pretty like cool. There's just so many like this is also like 2 months ago, so if I like struggled remembering some of the stuff, that's why. So it was like literally like the third or second movie we watched. So there's that. But the fact that it's still this high on my thing after 2 months is pretty telling. In fact, it honestly rose the more I thought about it over time too, just because it's like, damn, it's good stuff. And like the fact that his weapon is like a tripod
Yeah,
knife, it's
dude.
like, what the fuck? That's cool.
Never seen that before.
Yeah. And he's like addicted to these like seeing people afraid in the videos. But like when he saw himself, he was like, I'm gonna kill myself. So
Yes.
so yeah. Um a movie that very much surprised me when I first watched it, and I think it only grew on me over time, and I would definitely love to rewatch it because I think it will only grow on me more. So yeah.
All right. At number 17 with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.4 out of 10, I have The Substance. I definitely want to rewatch this again, and we like literally just watched it.
Yeah, it was our most recent one.
Yes. But now that I like really understand everything, it's like, yeah, I do want to watch this again. Um, what a creative like plot. What a creative way of doing things.
Yeah. It
No
shocked me.
other, yeah, no other movie had done this, and I'm really glad I stuck with like watching The Substance because we had the option to like, maybe do something else.
Yeah. Um I'm not gonna say why, but we were having, at least I was having troubles pulling it up
Yeah,
initially that day, so I'm just happy it stuck through. There's like a couple times where the connection started getting fucked up, and I was like, God damn it, we have like
yeah,
40 minutes left. Just
yeah.
stick it through, my guy. But
Um, but yeah, no, this is very. This is something that a lot of people wish they could do, as in become a younger version of themselves with their current brain. Like, everyone always wants to look younger. A lot of people strive for that because those were like their golden days.
mhm.
They peaked, and like, yeah, no, the story was great. I like, I really liked everything. The horror aspect. Um, the only thing that knocked it down a little bit for me was like the ridiculous blood gun at the end where it was just shooting blood out just over. It was just like a blood fire hydrant. I was like,
Oh yeah.
okay, like come on. Like
Yeah. I kind of see what you're saying.
yeah, that was a little ridiculous. Um but every other part of the movie I like thoroughly enjoyed. Like I could even see this going to a 4.5 in the future. Um yeah, I really like you were gonna have to eventually start abusing the power, otherwise we wouldn't have an interesting movie. Um,
It was so frustrating.
it was incredibly frustrating when it started breaking the rules and like
Yeah.
things like stinky finger started happening, and then stinky leg, and then like Hunchback of Notre Dame, like like meets Gollum, like from Lord of the Ring. Like it was horrendous, and then they tried to break it again, and then become like a. Oh my god, I really liked that like three-faced mass at the end. Like that was awesome the way they did that, and everyone was like, "What?" And then yeah,
Nobody like even, yeah. I'll get into it when I
like
talk about it,
there's
but
so much to say about this movie.
yeah, a
So
lot to take in.
yes,
Number 16, the 7.5 out of 10. My first 4-star movie on here. We have Hellraiser, our first movie we watched.
yeah,
Um, so this is my first time really watching this movie. I've seen like clips and stuff because obviously I've seen The Gang, The Boys. Um, but yeah, no, super interesting. I think the practical effects were like fucking great.
dude, yes,
Like just like the pile of human that was that guy was just insane.
yes,
The like initial death of just like him getting splattered is just all over that room is just crazy.
yep.
That girl is horrendous. Like just the worst person, really. Like
The girlfriend,
yeah.
yes.
Well, look, is it Julia or is that the girl? Like the daughter,
Um,
Kirsty? Is that?
Pretty sure Kirsty's the wife, the girlfriend. Yeah, Julia.
I think it's
No,
Julia,
it's Julia.
because Julia's older in real life.
Yes.
Yeah, Julia is just the scum of the earth. Like, perfectly fine. I also like finding out that they're brothers or whatever at the end was like crazy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like perfectly loving husband, great family that just moved into this new house or whatever, and like it's just fucking Larry and like just guts. Like, or is it, no, it's Frank. Sorry, Frank is the monster. Frank just
Yes.
in guts, like, oh. And like the only way it can survive is by eating and sucking up the remains of other people. So she's just having fake like one night stands just to get this guy back alive, and it's like that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pinhead didn't really do a ton this movie. Like he had like a role, but it was like one of those Silence of the Lambs things where like Hannibal was kind of off to the side. Pinhead wasn't really a main focus till the end of the movie. So, and there's a ton of fucking Hellraiser movies. So
Yes.
curious where that goes in the future. But I think the guy that plays Pinhead played it very fucking well. And the whole cube thing, it'd be cool to like get a prop cube like that just to have on the set or something because it's
Got one
pretty
on the wish
awesome.
list.
Yeah. Just having like a horror wish list of random shit would be cool. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I really enjoyed Hellraiser, and yeah, it stood the test of how long it's been since we watched it. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Alrighty. At number 16, with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.5 out of 10, I have An American Werewolf in London. This movie was so good. I've been wanting to watch this for years. I had no place. It took place like kind of in Ireland at the beginning. They were with Irish people. It was like, oh, they're drinking Guinness. Like, yeah, no. This was super entertaining. It looked great. The transformation into the werewolf was obviously like peak cinema at the time. Like it
Mm,
looked great.
yeah,
Uh,
seriously. Another really early movie we watched too.
yes. But I think what I really enjoyed about this movie was like the character relationships. Like, wow, there was so much like on the line for all of them. And
Mm,
like originally when the werewolf attacks him, kills the buddy, kind of mauls the other one.
that baffled me. I like,
Yeah.
I mean, like I've heard about this movie, but I could like, I would have thought they both would have survived just based off the poster, but I didn't realize like the friend got mauled like 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
into the movie, and
Yeah.
then yeah, so
Um, and then there was like the pressure of the people that were like, excuse me, you have to kill yourself. You're the last
yeah,
one. It was like,
you
damn,
have to end the
dude.
cycle for
Yeah.
the next moon.
Yeah. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this over and over. It was so good.
Mm. All right, my number 15 with a 7.9 out of 10 jumped up a couple points here. With a 4 star, I have Signs. Well, this is gonna be a really hot take, but I think Signs fucking stomps Nope, alien wise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I get Nope as like an entity in the sky. But I think that's a fucking alien type movie. And I just think this worked so much better. And I just think like the family relationship is just so fucking nice. Like I get there's a family relationship, and I'm not trying to compare movies right now, but I just think Signs is better. Anyways, I think the family relationship is great. The cast was fucking stacked. Like Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like what? And this is like early days of those
Yeah.
guys too.
Like since when did they do this? Like what?
And a lot of people's gripes with this movie is there's just like some cheesy ass shit. Like the last thing being the home run shot. I just thought that was fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I was like rooting on my bed for that guy to fucking swing and kill that motherfucker. I just think they played it so good. Like, obviously, I think this was like 2001, maybe 2000, 2002. Like, obviously, still now we don't really know anything about aliens, but back then it
Mm-hmm.
was like, this is like the world would end if we found out aliens were just surrounding our fucking planet. This is exactly how it'd go. Um, M. Night Shyamalan always puts himself in the movie, so seeing him as like the guy that hit the wife was kind of weird, but
Yeah.
like it's a pretty significant character for him to play. But
Yes, yes.
and the wife subplot, like I think that matters a lot, but I feel like they could have written that a little bit better. Like, oh, she's in half on the tree. You need to talk to her before she like dies, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you could have just like I don't know. Like I don't like the whole like she goes on walks at night and she got hit by a car. It was like what? But I don't know. That was just one of my small gripes. But the actual like scene of the alien at the birthday party is like that's scarring as fuck. Like
Yeah.
that's terrifying.
Yep.
And obviously back then, I feel like if we made a movie like this nowadays, like with the graphics we have and shit, it would go so hard with like how good the aliens would look
Yes.
and
Yes.
stuff. But I think for 2002, like the aliens look perfectly fine. Like I thought they did
Yeah.
good. Like when they actually got into the house, it was like this fucking sucks.
Yep.
Like and like the alien was like grabbing the kid's face at the like in the basement and shit, and they just absolutely rummaged through the house, and the kid needed his like what was it like his inhaler,
Inhaler, yeah.
yeah, and the alien stole him off the couch when they weren't looking, and it was like oh, I can't remember what the brother's name was.
It was Macaulay Culkin's little brother too. It was
Oh
Rory.
yeah, I'm trying to think of Joaquin or Merrill or something like that.
Meryl.
Um, yeah, it was like, and it like the backstories of these guys were like all pretty thought out too. Like Merrill is like MLB player that didn't turn out, like, and now he's just kind of like in his hometown, kind of
Hanging
doing
around.
doing God knows what. The officer that kept coming back was pretty chill.
Yeah.
I just like it's like weird to say, but it's like it feels like a comfort movie almost. Like just it was just good vibes. Like there's like obviously scary points and like just like points of like damn, but then there's like the comedy bits where it's like the tin foil hats, like
Yep.
them
Yep.
cuddled up in the closet watching the TV because they're like trying not to watch the TV, what they are
Yeah.
anyways. And then there's a serious like dinner moments that are like, damn, that sucks. Like the dad's like being a douchebag, but they all grew around it, and yeah, no, I really enjoyed Signs. So
Alrighty. At 15 with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.6 out of 10, I have Midsummer. Now, originally, this was like a lot higher, but I found like small reasons for everything above it to be above it.
yeah,
I think on rewatch, yeah, I could definitely bring it up to a 4.5. But right now I'm just feeling a 4. Yeah, this movie is insane. The amount of trauma that the the main girl goes through, Danny goes through is insane. Like, sister kills parents, kills herself, and then it's like,
it's a pretty wicked way to start off the movie.
yeah, like I'd react that way too. Like I'd be traumatized forever.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, and like the way that Florence was able to do that was like, dang.
everyone makes fun of her like pout, but it like the pouty face goes crazy towards the end where she's just so disappointed in him,
Yeah,
and he's just
dude.
she's in the fucking flower bed, and she's like
Yeah. It's
Like,
like,
Jesus, dude.
oof.
Like, how could he do that to her after all of that?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. No. We were multiple times in this movie. We saw some stuff and we were like, screw this. We're like, no.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. What could go wrong? A little retreat in Sweden.
exactly.
And then it did. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, no, this movie definitely gets a little weird at points. Like
Oh,
the
yeah, oh, they
weird.
also do drugs too, so it's like trippy as hell.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It could have just turned out fine. Nope.
You knew when they were all like slightly related, it was gonna be weird.
Yes. Yeah. Like
So,
as soon as they actually got to that real place where like the rest of them had been living, and then you were like, "Oh God, they're all
yeah.
wearing the same thing, all
The
sufficient."
dinners
Like,
were weird, and there
yes.
was soup like Will Poulter pissed on the tree. That was like the sacred ash, whatever
Yes.
bullshit. So, yeah,
Oof.
shit hit the fan.
Yep. But very good.
Number 14, the 8.2 out of 10, 4 stars. I have Misery. This was another really fun surprise for me that I like really fucking enjoyed. Like, yeah, no, awesome. I just the whole like biggest fan, like, and then she has these like temper fucking tantrums that are like scary as hell, and
Yeah.
it's like kind of you kind of see the like fact that she hadn't contacted anyone, like kind of being obvious at certain points because she was like creepy and like very like fantasized about him. But then like when she like really starts being a dickhead, it's like damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Um and there's like so much lore that you end up going into like in the third act about her being like just the worst. Like terrible. So yeah, that like the scene with the sledgehammer to the legs was fucking terrible. I was
Yes.
like audibly like gasped to that
Oh
shit.
my
It
God.
was like, well, you don't actually love me and you're being very naughty, so I'm gonna fucking sledgehammer your feet now. It's
Yeah,
like
it's called
that
like I think
sucks.
it's called clubbing or something.
Yeah, something like that. I was like,
Jeez, yeah. Oh
fucking.
my God.
And like the whole subplot of them trying to find him was really fun too. I enjoyed like the cops and like the married couple
Yeah.
like bickering with each other, and it was just some funny moments, honestly. Um, but yeah, and like the ending with like the PTSD was interesting too, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just really enjoyed this movie. I definitely could see this being a movie I end up revisiting and maybe even putting higher. So
Trying not to make it like thunk. It just
like, what are you doing over there?
I thought the table was closer than it was. Um Alrighty. At 14 with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.7 out of 10, I have Sinister. I think this is easily like a top 5 found footage film. Um, yeah, yeah, that's
I wouldn't really consider Sinister being a
I
found
don't
footage.
know.
Like the footage itself is fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I don't
it's
know.
like a literal found footage. Like they
Yeah, yeah,
found the footage.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Weird. Cause at the end, the kind of yeah, I don't know how what you would really classify this as. Um,
Scary.
yeah, spooky maybe.
Yeah, horrors.
Yeah. What a twisted character to play. Like literally moving to a murder house to write this
Yeah,
novel based on the true
desperation, man.
story. Yeah, dude.
He had that big hit story that got him all the money, and then he had some absolute stinkers, and he had to revive his career.
Classic Ethan Hawke.
Fuck yeah. I'm a big Ethan Hawke
Yeah,
fan.
you are. Um, yeah, no, this movie is incredibly enjoyable. Um, it was like they did this survey once where they sent out like heart monitors that like you attach it to like your chest and stuff where it would measure your heartbeats when you watch a film. And Sinister was like a 98 out of 100 and it like won.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome. I'm glad this movie got like so much recognition from that because it really is a good movie.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, super twisted. It's great to watch. It's so good.
Hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. All right. Number 13, we have 8.3 out of 10, 4 stars. I have It 2017, 2016. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's 17, but not the very long one. So, yeah. Um this is just a classic at this point, especially for us, like our
Yeah.
age. Like this was like the first horror movie that like really stuck with our generation,
Mm-hmm.
and it really set the like tone of like these like old school like type movies that had this like time period piece where it's like I don't really know what it is like time wise, maybe like 80s, 90s, I don't really know. Um but I enjoy that time period, and just
Oh yeah.
it just like feasting on fears a good concept, and it's always the child banter is always funny as fuck. They're all
Dude,
funny.
yes, the
Like
script.
they're all hilarious, and when they casted for chapter 2, it was like perfect too to like
Yeah.
match their
Oh
character.
my God.
Um I'm glad they split these movies up, and like unlike the OG, I haven't watched the OG, but like
Mm-hmm.
it's both of them combined, so it's like nearly 3.5 hours long, and I'm happy they didn't do that. But yeah, no, it's like I wasn't a part of the group, but like our friend group, like all dressed up as Ed characters for Halloween that one year, and
Yep.
it was really funny. So it was just like it's gonna end up being a like really sentimental movie at some point in our lives. So I definitely respect it a lot.
Uh, at number 13 with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.8 out of 10, I have It. Yeah. Um,
Well, at least we went on a streak of not doing that for a while.
yeah.
Not that it really matters, but kind of funny.
I'm a huge It fan.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
it
It.
is awesome.
Yeah. I have not seen the original,
Me
the
neither.
1991 with Tim Curry. I do like Tim Curry a lot though. Um,
He's in a lot of shit.
yes. Yeah, and the reason it came out in 2017 is because it was 27 years after the first one, which is a huge plot point for Pennywise. Um, yeah, no, Bill Skarsgård is an insane actor. I'm so glad he can do the whole eye thing by himself, and it wasn't just like special effects. He like did a lot of his faces. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's great.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, this came out, and let's see, 2017. That was like 7 years ago.
Eighth grade.
Yeah, we were like literally the age of the kids in the movie.
Yeah.
So
So it
that was
was,
super cool.
yeah.
Um, Literally like 1 to 2 years ahead and below us. After the movie, I was like, oh my gosh, what age are these kids? Like, I want to know.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, like I followed all of them, and I was like following them on Instagram and stuff, just like, oh, this is so cool.
Hmm.
Because they're our age. Because usually it's just like, oh, these actors are just all older than us, especially if it's like an older movie. You're like, oh, okay, all these people are like 40 and 50, like whatever.
Hmm.
But it's like, wow, these kids are our age and they're doing all this stuff. But yeah, the acting is like very good. The banter is so funny.
Mm,
It's like, wow, we did kind of banter like that as kids as well. It's like maybe not to that level, but
yeah,
yeah. And like the Bowers plot where it was kind of taking over Henry, it was like it's
yeah,
like yeah, it was just there's so many there's not really like a boring part.
yeah.
There's so many
I
like
agree.
little Easter eggs too, like especially even in the library. If you're watching the background, the librarian is staring at
Yeah,
Ben.
and yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
there's little things like that that you can miss.
Hmm.
So it looks amazing the entire time. Like Pennywise looks so good.
Mm,
I mean, even though he's mostly like special effects or mostly like actual makeup, like the special effects in the movie looks great. Like
mm.
it's so good.
Yeah, I agree. All right, number 12, 8.4 out of 10, 4 stars. I have Pearl. I love Pearl like a lot. Um, Mia Goth's performance is just fucking unreal in this movie. Like she makes this goddamn movie, and like her whole like speech at like while drinking lemonade to her like friend for that went on like 10 minutes was like insane. Like that was like a one fucking cut, like no breaks. Like she was just
Mm-hmm.
fucking spitting that entire time. Um Her like fascination of being like a star is just, yeah, like she goes crazy because she wants to be a star.
Yeah.
And it just, oh my god, and like all the like stuff that connects with X and Pearl is just so fun. Like I maybe that's just why I don't like Maxine as much either. I just feel like Maxine completely like strips the whole Pearl thing away, and I just love Pearl so much. It's so fun. um the deaths were fun. Like it just felt terrible for the dad. Like, and I feel like Pearl did too, but it was like one of those things where she was like going overboard already, and the mom was just terrible to her. But you know, in the time period, it was like can't spend that much money, and all the war stuff's going on, and like
Mm-hmm.
you can't get sick because there's the flu or whatever's going on, and she's super tough on Pearl, but like it was pretty tough. Like yeah, and then not getting the part and like the
Dude,
friend getting the
yeah.
part was just like yeesh.
Yeah.
Like you just knew instantly that she got it, and Pearl knew it too, I feel like, and it was just yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. I really enjoy Pearl a lot, and I thought going into my first watch, oh, after my first watch, I should say, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna like X more than Pearl the second time around, just because you know there's a lot of stuff that happens in X, and I like wanted to rewatch that for sure. And obviously, we pulled Pearl first or whatever in this time, so it was like I'm excited to rewatch this, and I'm glad I enjoyed it as much as I did before. So yeah.
Alrighty. At number 12, with a 4 out of 5 and an 8.9 out of 10, I have Long Legs. You know, I didn't even know it was Nicolas
I
Cage.
found that so fucking funny at the end when you saw Nicolas Cage's like name and you're like, that was Nicolas Cage? I was
Yeah.
like, yes. And it's like the like we saw him in Willy's Wonderland, and then
Yes.
he's fucking long legs is just such a fucking like
Oh
shock.
my god.
Completely different
That was
characters.
insane to me. I went, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, it was so funny.
I would never have known if that didn't pop up.
Yeah. I feel like I told you that, but maybe I was fucking like making that up in my head. That's so funny.
Dude, yeah. Um, I did what like stuck out to me was obviously the story. The story was so good and how it like tied into everything.
Mhm.
Um, but what's her name? Lee Harker. Um, I really liked how awkward her character was. Usually you get like, I'm the protagonist. Ha ha ha. Ha.
Yeah,
Everything's so happy. Oh, I'm sad, but that's okay. She was just awkward. And I was like, this is awesome. We don't like
fucking
actually.
love Micah Monroe.
Yeah,
She's so
dude.
good.
Um, I was like, we don't. This is like a type of protagonist we don't like rarely ever get.
The like the bedroom scene with the officer's daughter is fucking hilarious. I love it
Yes.
so much.
Yes.
Did you want to become a detective when you were a little girl?
No.
No. You want to come to my birthday party? I guess.
Yeah. It's like, oh
It's
man.
so awkward, but awesome.
Mm-hmm. And it's so eerie, the parts where like she just goes out, like she's in her house, she sees something outside, she goes
She
and
goes outside.
investigates. We're like,
Like
oh my God. And she turns around and he's running through her house and we're like,
he was like
shit.
walking like an animatronic through that
Yeah,
shit. He was
dude.
like,
Oh, he's on the final strides of a marathon in there.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is so messed up. And then you find out the stuff about the mom, and you're like, ooh, that sucks even more.
Like
Uh,
it's I'll get into what I'm thinking when I get to long legs. So yeah.
yeah, no, I just thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's like, wow, what a terrible person, what a terrible duo.
Yeah. Seriously. And I don't even like what like I'll get into it when I get into it. Like when I bring it up. So yeah. I don't need to talk about it now when I haven't brought it up yet. All right. Number 11, 8.5 out of 10, 4.5 stars. My first 4.5 star. I have Rosemary's Baby. It's my first time watching this, and I think the first like this is a pretty long movie from what I remember. I'll double check. Maybe we were just watching it later at night, but I remember it. Yeah, it was like a 2.5 hour movie. I'd say like the first like hour and 45 is like fucking perfect. Like a perfect film in my opinion. Like it was so fucking good, and it just like there's nothing super out of like left field. There wasn't anything like creepy. Like it was just the main character's like slow downfall as she got pregnant, and
Hmm.
Rosemary, like the neighbors start getting really fucking weird and like start connecting the dots with that stuff. But then I think once, and maybe I just need to rewatch it. I definitely do want to rewatch this movie. I just feel like the ending was kind of lackluster. Um, like she had given birth, they said it died. It very clearly did not die.
Yeah.
You could hear it crying. She like finally escapes the room, and they like found the baby. And instead of like being like, you're not supposed to be here or whatever, they're like, no, let her see your baby. And it's like, what? You were just saying it
Hmm.
was not theirs. Like it was dead. And like the movie kind of just ends on like a like super dreadful like, oh yeah, this is Satan's baby. So um
Whoops.
like I like the ending. I just, like I said, maybe I just need to rewatch it. I just feel like for such a build up, like the fall into like her like pregnancy being terrible the entire time was just perfect. I think it executed perfectly. I just feel like the ending just like didn't meet my expectation, and I don't know. Maybe I just need to rewatch it or something. But I was like, damn, I was kind of hoping that'd end better. And I'm not even saying like in a good note. Like she didn't even need to like steal the baby and like run off with it or some shit. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think I just need to rewatch it. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
I know what you mean. Alrighty. At 11, the last one for this video, with a 4 out of 5 and a 9 out of 10, I have Hellraiser. I'm such a sucker for this movie. um, wow. It does get quite ridiculous at points.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But man, the like, you don't feel accomplishment, but like, I guess the joy you feel when you see like the Cenobites come out, all three of them, and start like attacking that guy. You're like, yes, yes. Like I'm so for like Pinhead and his crew to like
Yeah, the
screw
boys.
that guy up. Yeah, dude, they're all like so goofy in their own
Yeah.
ways. It's like, damn,
We
this is
like
awesome.
went to our local like Halloween store and they like had like the crew skins, but they're like skins like it's Fortnite. It's crew costumes, but they're like $250, and we're
Yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah, dude, we were gonna be that trio, but nope.
It would have been cool as hell.
Yeah.
It would have been so cool if we were sitting here with those costumes on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't gonna fork over fucking $250 for like a costume that like also didn't look great. But
Yeah.
it would have been funny. It would have been funny for like $50, not
I'd
$250.
do that for $50 all
Yeah.
day. But yeah, what a creative story too.
Yeah.
Finding the puzzle box just like randomly, kind of like from overseas, and then just like, oh, I got this box, and then you know, the different solutions like unlock different parts of like how Pinhead kind of travels to this world, and like other guys, like the upside down guy with like the crotch face, and there's like the scorpion that had like yeah, you know, the first one they see.
Hmm.
Terrifying. This movie also looks great. Makeup was done very
Yeah.
well. Um, but yeah,
For like a classic horror villain, I feel like Hellraiser as a movie isn't talked about nearly as much as it should be.
I agree.
Because as as popular as Jason Voorhees is, I am not the biggest fan of the first Friday the 13th. I think Hellraiser stomps that shit. I think Hellraiser is like, I think the first Hellraiser, I haven't seen the other ones, but I think it's very close to like on par with like Nightmare on Elm Street 1. So
I'd put it up there with like Alien.
I think I like it more than Alien, to be honest. I was like not the biggest fan of Alien last year. Like it was like 24, but it wasn't like the perfect movie like I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna be.
yeah.
So, but that's also just because I think Alien and The Thing are like super similar, and I
Well,
think
yeah,
The
they
Thing
are.
is like so much better than the Alien.
I'd put it up with The Thing.
I don't know if I'd do that, but
I'd put The Thing over it.
we should
but-
rank all 100 movies we watched the past 2 years.
Let's talk about them.
Top 102 coming next week.
Yeah. Oof. But no,
I feel like one of
Hellraiser.
our pods could definitely be like a top 10 of like just
Yes.
all of them combined. Like that could be a good thing to talk about. But
Yeah, but no, Hellraiser's great.
yeah, there you have it. On to our top 10.
Oof.
Let us know how you feel about our opinions so far. If they suck ass, let us know. If you love it, let us know. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week or whatever, next video. Top 10 time, baby.
Top 10.
See ya.
See ya.